10. At the end of the day, it summed up to 190. And I was already developing. I was building massively. Of course, I was doing it myself. I was doing a direct labor. So eventually, I had sold. I had made sales close to 800 million naira as I when this thing happened. The only thing I could do, and they're still saying it in Lagos, and I can beat my chest to it, that I'm the only developer who had actually succeeded in doing that. What did I do? I refunded all my clients. Wow. I refunded all my clients. Go and check. And when I refunded them, what did I do? I traveled. I just traveled. I mean, there is one gift that God has given me. Even if I'm going through any trouble, you won't see me. You won't see it on me. It will never show. I don't even tell my wife. Do you know why? I don't want anybody to worry about me. I have always given myself, let me worry about people. I don't want anybody to be sad about me. Whatever I'm going through, it is just for my own good. And for when that thing happened, I refunded my client. In fact, as I was there, one of them was, I refunded my client and I traveled. Let me tell you, that was my life savings anyway. And as at the time I refunded them, I had less than 3 million naira in my EcoBank account then. Oceanic metamorphosized to EcoBank. So I still retain my account. I had less than 4 million naira. But you know, like I was saying the other time, you must pray for the... I traveled. And I came back. I came back 2 weeks. Before I came back, somebody called me. He actually happens to be my friend. I think I've told you about him, Arab. His name is Honorable Kingsley Owumbuarili. He's an Igbo guy from Imo State. As at then, he was trying to contest into the House of Representatives. He eventually became an House of Representative member in 2015. You know what? I met his older brother at a filling station. So I was there. I traveled out, and they were calling me. They said, they went to my site, and soldier beat them up. And I told them, I said, there is a problem on that site, that land had been taken over. He said, what happened? I said, that was how it happened. See, this is actually, I love this question because it is actually going to clear a whole lot of things in the public domain. As at the time I returned back to Nigeria, that man I have never seen him. I only met his brother once at the filling station. So they went to my side. They just look at this small boy. I mean, talking about what happened in 2014, you could see. That's almost 10 years ago. He now said, can I help you? He said, how can I help you? That was the question he asked me. I said, if you can invest. And then I had less than 4 million naira in my account. I had less than 4 million naira. I came back. That was when Ooni of Ife was about becoming the Ooni of Ife. And God would just do it. He just said, Bankole, I'm leaving for Ife, and I'm leaving all this my property for you. He just left all his property, and in less than 4 months, I was actually making money on agency. I made close to 90 million naira, with which I made a deposit for the Lekki court that I'm building now. And when I bought that land, it was this Igbo guy. I used to tell my friends that gave me a 40 million naira, with which I took possession of that land, with which I built the existing fence, which still housed, by the special grace of God, that's my estate today. I didn't take a loan of 1 naira. God just helped me. Oni was moving to Ife, and he gave me his project, and I became an agent, direct, the sole agent and the principal seller of all his property. So if I was selling 100 million naira property for him, I was making 10 million naira for myself. And in less than 3 months, I made close to 100 million naira, with which I made payment for this particular. And this is my land. I eventually bought it. I made a total payment of almost 500. It's worth over 4 billion naira today, to the glory of God. That was how that storm, God just took that storm away from me. I was not sick. I did not even tell anybody. People were still coming to ask me for money, and I would not tell them that this is what I'm going through. I didn't tell them, except that it was in public domain. So when it clocked 9 years, I didn't even know. It was one of my police officers that I remember, because I have a police officer who had been with me for the past 10 years. He now told me, he said, Oga, he said, my Facebook brought this thing, you know. That it's 9 years. Wow. I just told my social media handler, I said, I just wrote it and I gave it to him, you know. Just using that story to tell people that God exists. And that even in the storm, in the face of storm, God is with you. He sees your heart. He knows what you actually have inside of you. And that is actually what I think actually worked for me. And to the glory of God, we are better. And that is it, my brother.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, the next person, please come out.
Good afternoon. Julius have protocol, sir. My question is that if you want to start a business, it's still advisable to apply for a loan in a financial institution, because they normally says if you want to start a business, you have to start small. But there are some business that if you want to start, it require a lot of capital. But as I am like this, I'm a realtor and I have a vision about real estate, developing a real estate in Ilorin here, like mini estate. But as I'm doing it, I was like doing an agent, like intermediary between the buyer and the seller. But what I just think is that in order for me to move on and beyond my imagination to become a reality, is that it's better for me to connect and network with a lot of people that can make sure that we work as a team to build this thing. And that's why I'm saying that it is advisable to apply for a loan in a financial institution, because they say that if you want to start a business, it's not advisable to collect a loan, because all the profit will be seen, it just be going to the bank as an interest rate. My second question is directed to Honorable Dr. Alex Bankole Kende, because I've encountered with you like 2 years ago. I've been following on activities about real estate, something. But this year, around January or February, be it what happened to you, what you encountered as a real estate, be it land hackers and all those, only selling land to some different people. I was just trying to say that it is possible. Maybe I'm just seeking the advice and encourage that it is possible for you to like write a book on how to figure out some land hacker and how to know genuine land with a land title in real estate, and how to eradicate house deficits in Nigeria. That's my question, sir.
All right. Well, since we have a realtor, how do I put it right now? A real estate professional in the building and then a banker. So I think your questions will be answered very well.
I know our bank manager will advise you to take a loan. But me, let me tell you, my friends are here. My childhood friends are here. I would never take a loan. Do you know why? I'm not in competition with anybody. Let me tell you, my brother, you are just starting real estate, and I can advise you. This is the only job I've been doing since 2011, and I've not done anything. I can tell you for a fact that I've never taken 1 naira loan. I just told you I've never taken 1 million naira overdraft. I would not advise you to take a loan, especially if you are developing. I used to tell Mr. Benga, if you are developing, the only thing you need is a land. Even if what you have is 1,000 square meters, make use of that 1,000 square meters. You are not ready. You are not competing with people that have 100,000 square meters. They didn't start in a day. And even if they started in a day, your goals might not be the same. You don't know what they have been through. There is another Yoruba that will say, me, I don't want to be like anybody. I want to be like Kende Bankole. I am not competing with anybody. So if you are doing a real estate, you want to take loan, you're on your own, because these bankers, they will sweep you off your feet. Oh, let me tell you, if you buy a land of 1 million naira and you want to develop, all you need to do is market. I keep telling people, in this business, when you have so much money in circulation, you mess yourself up. Majority of the developers you are seeing in town, they don't have money. They are living on people's money. They don't have rest of mind. Why? Because these our guys are taking so much money from them. They are giving them 1 billion naira loan. And when you have 1 billion naira loan, you are developing an estate. Peradventure, you have a land already. You will just rest. You will be sleeping in the hotel. That's what they do. But for me, ask any of my friends here. They will tell you that I'm a marketer. I tell people I'm a bricklayer. And I do my marketing myself. Ask them. There is no place I don't do my marketing. I make sales myself more than any of my staff. I have a younger sister here who is here. She's my sister there. I used to tell her that you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time by working for. I am a marketer. At least in the last 1 week, I had sold more than 3. And I have an agent, a boy, because majority of people believe that if you are not beautiful, you are not sexy, you can't you can't market. The most selling of my sales personnel is a boy, and he no fine. Go fine, I am telling you. So when you are in real estate, please, my brother, don't take any loan. Work with whatever you have. The only thing that will take your time is marketing. Ring, waka, God will bless you. God will answer you. People will buy. There is no. I keep telling myself that there is no how I will market for 3 months and I will not sell. God is there now. He says I should work if I want to eat. And actually, that is my belief. Let it work for you. Don't take any loan. These people are.
Thank you from the. Well, I won't. On behalf of bankers in Nigeria, let me say, we won't attack Honorable Bankole. We like your zeal, and we like the passion, and we like what you are instilling into others to follow. I think what I will pick personally from this is the grace of God, like you have mentioned. But we don't share equal grace. Grace of God is not distributed equally. Now, not all loans are bad. But in this particular instance, for an upcoming real estate developer, it will be a suicide. It will be a suicide to take loan as a startup in real estate. And that is the answer I wanted to give you. Just like he has said, if you come to bank, one of the key functions of banks that people don't realize is that when you go to a bank, don't go to a bank with a solution in mind. You know, like going to a bank that I want a loan. Oftentimes, what you need might not actually be a loan. It might be a financial advisory. Financial advisory is when we analyze this situation for you and give you an advice on how to go about it, on how to do off-takers arrangement, like he said, where we can now finance your off-takers. Now, if you have a startup business, you want to start a real estate, you have the land, you have 100 plus, you want to sell, we can help you finance the 100 people that will buy the 100 plus to give you money to build. And that is the backward integration we put into this. This is where being a salary earner works. Because a salary earner wants to build a house, might not have the bulk cash to build a house, but has a salary that can stand as a backup for a loan to build a house. A bank can finance a salary earner to raise the capital for the project. While that capital is transferred to you as a developer to build, the salary earner is paying monthly from his salary to finance that house. So there are a lot of solutions we can put together. There are a lot of ways we can also work together. So please, Honorable Bankole, do not have it in mind that we are totally against you. We are for you. Thank you. God bless.
Please let me also quickly add something to that.
Okay.
The two speakers have well spoken. And I will also toe in their line this way. It's not advisable to go for loan as a startup. I want to use my own case as an example. When I was to start my poultry business, I looked everywhere, no capital to start up. How am I going to start? Though I've started in a little way, doing small 50 beds here and there. But then when I wanted to start a little big, there was no money. Just like pharmacist Adela just said, if you are using an Android phone or whatever big phone, for which ordinarily you don't even have enough to finance it, why not sell it off and use it to start up something? So in the course of ruminating, how am I going to start? I remembered I have an uncompleted property somewhere, which is just wasting. I don't have money to complete it, so I decided to sell it off. Ordinarily in this climb, selling off such property, people will raise eyebrow, this and that and that and that. But I hold the bull by the horn. I sold it off. I went and buy plots of land. I started developing the place. I put up the poultry house. I put up the poultry pens. And as at the time I finished all of that, I exhausted the money. There was no money to buy stocks to start the real business itself. What am I going to do? I went into partnership. It was a tripartite partnership. I was given the technical aspects. Somebody was supplying the fund. Somebody was buying off what we are producing. Okay? The profit wasn't good enough, but I was getting something. At a point in time, that partnership went bad. I went into another partnership again. And in all, I went to 3 partnerships. And in all those processes, I was gathering some money, until I was able to stand on my own. And so not until I was able to stand on my own, and by the grace of God, we were doing well, and I needed to expand. That was when I thought of coming to see people like him. So it is not a good idea to say you want to borrow money to start up a business. At the end of the day, you will bite your fingers. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, the next person.
All right, thank you so much.
Somebody raised up their hand there. Okay.
Okay, I'm already with the mic.
Where are you? I can't see you.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much. Well, it's a selling thought, and I've come to hear from you again, Mr. Abiodun Akinyo, that salary is good. But I've heard sometime that salary is bad. Okay, it puts individuals perpetually to be slave. Now, at the concluding part of your statement, you said salary is good, but not a solution. Now, can you please clarify? What are you talking about? How do we balance this? Thank you.
Oh, so I was trying to analyze a global financial globe. We have long-term plans. As an